Hi, everybody. I'm Amanda. Welcome to my channel. If you like my channel, please like and subscribe. There is a notifications bell down in the corner, and that will notify you as to when I'm going live. So, with Coffee with Amanda today, we're going to be talking about a few different things. I'm going to address some comments real quick first. Mama Mode, hi! I got your card. Thank you so much. It really brightened my day. I appreciate it very, very much. Ashish, hello. Mama Mode, I'm bouncing on the it's so nice to see you. Okay, so there's some thank yous. Mama Mode, thank you for the card and the letter. I appreciate it so much. Also, so there was a gift that arrived from my Amazon wish list. And many times when a gift arrives from my wish list, there is a name attached, and it's like a gift receipt. It says, this was sent by so and so. And this did not come. And there was a box where somebody had gone through my wish list and gotten a seatbelt for Rowan and a dry bag and some really stuff that I'd had on there for a while. And if that was you, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very, very much. It was super unexpected and just really wonderful. So thank you. Appreciate it. I was today. So, so Amelia's birthday was last week. Shelly's birthday was this Friday. But she scheduled the party with the other side of the family on the 16th, and I'm doing the cake. Well, I had totally, with the busyness of everything, had forgotten that I was doing the cake. So today I have been working on a Pikachu cake, and it is a standing Pikachu. And I am now realized and the reason we are not sitting in front of a table with a bunch of cake decorating supplies is because I ran out of time. But I do have 5 layers sitting on the base right now, and I tried to do chocolate work, but I don't have silicone, so I tried it in like a metal bowl to get like a dome, tempered beautifully. However, it stuck to the bowl. So that's not going to work. So I'm guessing that I'm going to have to do a store run later tonight and get some other necessity things to put together this Pikachu. I was going to do it while I was on air, and that's just not possible without stressing myself past the point of a reasonable amount, because it has been a super stressful month, not in a bad way, just in a way of there's a lot going on, and there's a lot going on in the circles that I am in as far as housing and healthcare, and it's super exciting, but it's also a lot of work. And so I'm just super grateful and super proud to be even being part of the solution. It makes me super happy. And coming up this week, I have a few meetings for Healthcare Network, but we have our resolution to end homelessness town hall, where there will be questions posed to our people running for mayor. Sorry, guys. It really has been a super long week. I tried to take a nap earlier and realized that I need to get this cake done. And it just I don't know if anybody else has this happen, but sometimes if I'm overwhelmed and there's a lot of things going on, it'll almost seem like you've seen videos where they super time it, where you're like, pick up the house. Okay, vacuum, vacuum, vacuum. Jump online. Attend a meeting. Yes, yes. Make another cup of coffee. Run to the bathroom. Run the dog out. Come back. Another meeting. Sit down. Try to zone out on some TV. Nope. Planning. Oh, babies are here again. Baby stuff, baby stuff, baby stuff, baby stuff. Baking, baking, baking. And so it's just been like super, super speed. And I kind of was feeling very lost in all of it. And that wasn't real fun. So Shelly sat down with me and we kind of did some priorities and talked about kind of, you know, it just really, really focusing on what needs to be accomplished rather than, the overarching things. There are goals that have to be accomplished before big goals, of course. So we're working on prioritizing those little things. And it's really great that she's able to help me and volunteer as much as she does. Super awesome. I have needed somebody to volunteer to assist me for so long. Um, Hi, Alexi. Nice to see you here. So I wanted to talk with everybody about some changes. There are going to be some changes to my channel. The thing is, with being overwhelmed and being and really feeling like everything is just spiraling out of control. I feel like I do want to keep vlogging as a part of my life. I do enjoy it. But I think that I would enjoy it much more if instead of whenever I feel like it and then feeling the guilt because I didn't feel like it for a week and a half, maybe doing more of a scheduled or maybe not everyone being live. And also, I have a lot of videos and I cover a lot of content, especially about, being unhoused, the unhoused situation. And so I think that I'm going to go through, and there's a lot of videos that are, if you haven't seen the old videos, get to watching them because a lot of those are going to be removed. I'm just going to kind of go over the work that I've done and pick out, what I think that, what best is trying to represent my life and the work that I'm doing, and things that I can work on, and maybe doing some scheduled things. So I am going to try to do my best to really, because I enjoy it so much, work it into being a regular scheduled part of my life rather than something that, I love doing. But so many times, like lately, especially, I've been super exhausted, like really, really tired. And so by the time I'm done with everything and the babies are asleep or everybody's out of the house, it's, sometimes 10, 10:30, 11 o'clock. And all I can think about is sleeping. Like, just having like a half hour to an hour of alone time and sleeping. And then I feel guilty about that because I also really enjoy coming on here and catching up and talking to everybody. And so I feel that in order to do that to my best abilities, best way to do that is to try and schedule it. Now, understand, I'm not really great at scheduling or keeping schedules. So this is going to be a work in progress. Also, I would like it if, and especially like in the comments of this video, if you would put topics that you really want to know more information about or would like to have me cover. Yeah, I would love to do that. So I'm going to draw some comments. Granny, Linda, I'm overwhelmed. Yeah, but the thing is too, is it's really hard. I've noticed for me to be like, I'm overwhelmed, I'm losing it, because it's overwhelmed in a really wonderful way, right? Everything's going well. Work is going well. We are making huge differences in, um, I have my grandchildren all the time. I've got a big, loving family. And however, I do have to say though, as the head of a big family or a head of a family, it can be a little stressful too, because while you are not required to solve everybody's problems, you do want to take the load off your loved ones as much as possible. So that can get a little tiring. Um, Let's see. Lexi, hi. Ashish, thank you. Mama, this sounds like growth, making choices for your well-being. Yeah, and I kind of had to too because it really, gosh, it came to light heavily this last what is today? Today's Saturday, this last week. And I had a conference to attend, which luckily the conference, like a lot of these conferences, I'm loving it because they also have information that you can go recordings that you can attend for a while later and that will stay up and you can go and check out what you missed, take notes on what you missed and pass that information along. And so that's super super important. But sometimes when you're working with, like for myself, I work with a lot of different people, a lot of different organizations, a lot of different people. I do a lot of varied work. Some of the work, I mean, all the way from uh, helping program responses to on a chatbot to outreach to, helping people find resources to, just photography, videography, advocacy, education. I work with an academic institution on the One Health Clinic. And so it just got to the point where I was like, all of these things, and all of them are so important, so important. And so I want to do my absolute best. So I got super overwhelmed because like three toddlers and trying to do all of this. And I didn't know what to do. So again, Shelly and me sat down and we did our priorities. And she helped me like really go through and because it's very easy. And this is something that if you work with me, and is that I can go from zero to global real quick. I want it all fixed and I want it fixed now. And I don't like being told when we have the answers that it's not feasible because we have the answers. It's feasible. And and so yeah, I definitely I definitely go hard in all my pursuits, and that includes trying to be the best grandmother that I can be and try to be the best mother that I can be and do all these things and still account for the fact that I have disabilities and not feel guilty about that. Um, and I guess that's where I'm at is combating the guilt. And I was telling one of my colleagues today, actually, I said, because a couple weeks ago I was feeling really fuzzy. And it's like a fog, like you're fighting through like a haze. And if you've had brain injuries or people who have brain injuries, this can come and go. And so, and it happens with other conditions as well, like fibro, things like that. The reason it can be scary for me and my brain injury is because I know that with the amount and the severity of brain injuries that I've suffered, at some point that fog may not lift and that fog might stay. And then that's it. I just fade. And so there's always this worry that, and I think that's it. I don't think it's just brain injury. I think there's a lot of conditions that have that where you get worried maybe, or I got worried that is it going to lift this time? And it caused a little bit of panic because I'm not done yet, right? I have so much more to do and to learn. And I know I have so much more to offer the world. And so, luckily, I came out of that fog and am doing good now. I mean, still struggling. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm still really struggling in some areas, but I know that they'll be fine, and I'll work through them. And I got help and things like that. So it didn't stick, but for a moment there was this very real and paralyzing fear that this might be that time. And I got angry. Like, I'm just not done. I'm not done. So, yeah, there's really not much to say about it except to just put it out there. And if somebody is going through this, know that, you're not alone. And it's a very scary place to be. And for those of us that, can come out of it, you know, um, just keep going, I guess. Let's see. Overwhelmness and stress, both positive and negative varieties. Yes, absolutely. And mine's been super positive, honestly. Um, like, kids are doing great. I'm doing okay. I've got a doctor's appointment coming up, but I'm doing okay. And, you know, life is good. Work is good. We're getting a lot done. I just, I'm always kind of reaching for the stars, and sometimes I'm just like, oh, maybe not. Step down there, little lady. Just chill for a sec. Get your bearings together. Get what you're doing. Like, sometimes I have so much going on that I've got to collect all my marbles that are out there and get them all in line again and go from there. If that makes any sense. um, Granny Linda, maybe I need to prioritize, right? Maria, hi. I hope you're having a wonderful Saturday. I am. I am. Stretch the limit. Yes, I am. Gavin, you're an inspiration. Thank you for sharing your family with us. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Um, my family is super important to me. And sometimes I wake up and I just can't even believe, that I lead the life that I do. I had lost a lot of hope while out there. And to be in the position I'm in now with the family that I have and all of our little trials and challenges and all of that, I am beyond grateful for. Super grateful. Like, so grateful. um, Mama Mode, I hear you. I had a really foggy week myself trying to communicate and not getting things out well and being this was yeah, exactly. I know you get it. Like, that's exactly it. Even with the being misunderstood sometimes, like, sometimes you just gotta step back. And for me, and see, that's another thing too. Like, okay, totally different subject, but I know that one of the vlogs I want to do is sharing my home, right? And just like letting you guys see what I've done with it. The problem is I got to get some more canvases and get some paintings up, so it'll be like as I envision. Like, I want everybody to see, like, because right now it's just kind of plain. Like, I gave a lot of stuff for the walls away, and so, but from my room, I have like this view, right, of the entire Seattle skyline, the entire Seattle skyline. And it just is the most amazing thing sometimes to take those steps back and just curl up in bed and just watch the city. It Since moving, I think that has become probably one of my fave activities. For real. So when I would do the vlog, I do want you guys to see that amazing, amazing view. It's a good life. It's a good life. And I'm grateful. So grateful. Tish Lee, what a beautiful, sweet lady, Elizabeth, a golden woman. Loves her neighbors as herself, always loving and kind and compassionate. She has her own love to give. I'm not always loving, kind, and compassionate. I have attitude sometimes. Like, thank you for the compliments. And I have a habit of doing that I'm trying to work on that actually right now, is when I get complimented, just saying thank you rather than trying to explain away the compliment. And I appreciate what you said. Thank you. Let's see, Maria. How do you respond with people saying hurtful and belittling things to you and about you? That's a hard one. First, it really depends on their place in my life. If it's somebody that I feel doesn't know me very well, I always try to wonder what led to that. Did they have an experience with me? Did maybe one of their friends or family members have an unflattering experience with me? Um, I try very hard to, number one, see if it's valid. Okay, because sometimes if somebody says something to me, it could be valid. They could say, that's rude. And if I wasn't meaning to be rude, I will say, hey, I'm sorry, you're right, that was rude. If I am not really caring about my tone of voice, because sometimes I don't think that you need to make nice. I think that some things just need to be said. I can be like, um, maybe they had a valid opinion. But I would say for the most part, understanding that I don't have to do that. That it's easy when people say hurtful or belittling things about me or to me, um, to respond in kind. And I try to respect people as human beings, first and foremost, and their right to live without trauma. So I try not to cause any trauma. Um, but like I said, it's all situational. It's all situational because it depends. It depends on the environment. What are they saying? Why are they saying it? Do I spend a lot of time? No. I'll be honest. Most of the time, if somebody is saying things about me and I'm hearing about it, well then I just don't really pay attention much. And if I am paying attention, it's because it's up front and in my face. And that's where we step into some, I guess, what I always consider really dangerous territory. And the reason I consider that kind of dangerous territory is because, of my brain injuries, frontal lobe injuries. And I have impulsivity and rage issues. Um, so I think that it all needs to be handled, the best way that we can. But understand when people say hurtful or belittling things, it's not about us, right? It's about them. It's about how they feel. It's about what's going on in their world. They don't even know us. Like truly, if somebody's saying some things that are hurtful and belittling about you, it's more than likely because they don't know you very well. You know, or they've had one experience that is coloring, and it's people have all sorts of reasons for their feelings. But I would say the best thing to do is move ahead, hold your head up high, and no matter what somebody says about me, even if it's like stuff I've done in the past, whatever, I'm doing better now. I'm trying better now. I'm doing my best to be a better human being. Who can fault somebody for that? Right? Like, and if they do, then obviously negativity draws people down. And people who do things like that are bitter. And it's sad because bitter is a roadblock to being better. And I can go more in depth on that later. But I think about, bitter versus better a lot, and what that means and how that plays out in behaviors and actions. I hope I answered that. I kind of went all around in circles, but that's because I was thinking out as I was. And everybody, I hope you know that. Like when I'm going in circles, because I'm thinking it out as I'm answering. I probably should learn how to think with my mouth shut and then answer, but I'm just not that type of person. Let's see, Karen, hello. Ed, hello, namaste. On the mode, respond in kind, right? Taught it to my children. If someone is ugly to you, return kindness. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And Here's something also, and I think needs to be said. If you cannot be kind, there are times that it is beyond my capability to respond in kindness. The best thing to do is turn around, do not respond. Do not respond until you are able to, not you, me, my rule. I have a habit of doing that too, turning around and saying you. Uh, my rule for myself is that if I cannot respond in kindness, do my best to shut my mouth immediately, if possible, turn around and do not respond until I'm able to think things through clearly, understand where I stand on it, and then come back to the situation and respond the way I feel is appropriate. And sometimes I'm wrong. Sometimes I respond in ways that aren't appropriate, and sometimes I don't care. Like, that's sometimes I'm a bad human being and just don't care, and I'm okay with just being me. And I try to not do that and always try to be better, but I will admit there are days where I'm just like, if I happen to be a jerk today, I'm going to be a jerk today. And yeah, everybody knows that we shouldn't do that. Mama, as for throwing past at you, so very true. To remember to yourself, that was then, this is now. The funny thing is that actually happened a little while ago, I think, and it was it was done in a joking manner, but we're very careful to address those things as they come up. And somebody had said something, and they're like, "Ha ha ha," so many years ago, and I was like, you know, you can't really throw my past at me. I know what I did. Like, I'm not misremembering. There are no excuses. I'm just going to look at you and say, and I'm not that person. You know what I did. I know what I did. Why be throwing it around? Like, unless you want to have an in-depth discussion right then about it. Like, I can't. I reject shame. I reject humiliation. I accept learning. I accept becoming, especially becoming a better human being. Um, and I'm not perfect. And this is a journey, and apparently a really bumpy one at that. But that's not to say I'm not grateful for it. And I'm not absolutely, the word, I wish there was a bigger word, and maybe it's just I'm not thinking of it, a bigger word than grateful for sometimes the amazement that I feel knowing that I'm not waking up covered in dust and in that situation, or waking up as a child. Like, there's so many things that I'm just like, but it's more than a sense of gratitude. It's almost sometimes as if it isn't real, even though I know it is. Um, it's like amazement, grateful amazement. Maybe that's what it is. I am gratefully amazed often at how breathtaking life can be. And yes, I know life can be tragic, but it can also be breathtaking, and I really like focusing on those moments. So, anyhow, guys, that's kind of what's been going on in my life. Expect to see a lot of deletion of videos. Definitely going to be working on topics. I will keep you guys all like notified. Of course, you'll be notified as I go because it all gets posted and you see anyway. That's, yeah. Here's where I am mentally at this moment, is just glitchy. Oh, Kim, how was my Mother's Day? My Mother's Day was grand. It was so wonderful. And my girls took me out to this little Italian place. it was okay. I was happy to be there with the girls, but I will have to say, if we do anything else like plans like that, I think that I'm just gonna, instead of a restaurant, I'll be like, let's just pick up some stuff and go to the beach. Like, we can dress up there. I guess I was sitting there and I realized, I'm sitting there looking through the windows at this amazing view across the street, this beach and all the mountains and the sunset. And I'm like, we could literally be eating across the street. We could take this to go. Like, why are we sitting in a restaurant? I'm like, why do I sit in restaurants? And then I'm like, usually for warmth because you hate the cold, girl. I'm like, oh yeah, there's that. So Mother's Day was great. Shelly got me a single serve Keurig type machine, and got me some. It's called Death Wish coffee. It's so yummy though. It's not acidic at all. It's like so smooth. So that was really wonderful. I got to spend. It was, you guys. I'm. I have my family, and so it was amazing and wonderful and beautiful. Maria wasn't having the greatest day or week, and I just wanted to talk to someone. I was talking to my mother-in-law, and she said, there are people that are having worse days. How do I respond to that? That is a hard one, and that's a deflection that people use. I think that people say things like that to remind us to be grateful, but we should be reminding ourselves we don't need somebody else, and you should feel exactly how you feel about it, which more than likely, I'm guessing, is unheard. And your trauma isn't lessened because somebody else experiences trauma, right? You have a bad day and someone else loses everything they have, has a horrible, horrible day. It doesn't lessen your bad day. It can help put it into perspective if that's what you're looking for. If you're looking for putting your experiences into a perspective to help you maybe feel better. But number one, that's nobody else's job. It is not somebody else's job to help you. It's nobody else's job to tell you what you should or shouldn't be grateful, just like it's one of those comments, Maria, that is used so often, and it's used a lot also in the unhoused community. Um, you know, well, I lost everything and I have an RV. Well, at least you have an RV. Yeah, that's still pretty bad. Like, that's still not ideal living conditions. It doesn't take it away. It doesn't make anything better. And so I honestly think that it's hard because for me, just being blunt and honest and saying, hey, like, I understand that others are having bad days, but I need to deal with mine so that I'm okay. And so maybe try to understand, not to understand, try to bring the conversation back to, I need to talk about my experience because, so that it's not, so it's not taken, so you're heard, so that you're validated because you matter. That's why. Bring the conversation back to your bad day because your bad day matters. Your good days matter. And that's how we hear people, and that's how we hold space for people. Let's see. Kim, sounds like a great idea at the beach. I got my second shot, feel better, but glad I did. Yeah, Gypsy and Shelly and Trini all got their second doses yesterday on Shelly's birthday. Shelly is sick today. So I'm hoping she feels a little better. Everybody else seemed to be doing okay with it. Let's see. Jennifer Andrews, hi. Maria, I've had worse days. I've been there, but I just wanted someone to talk to. Right, exactly. And that's, you know, those putting the days into perspective, that's, when you have time or whatever, but it's okay to talk about what's happening now. I have bad days now, and I know for a fact that there are people having worse days. I've had way worse days now, but the ones that are happening now are still valid, and my feelings about them are valid. And it's nice to be heard. It's nice to just vent and have somebody there to be like, I hear you, and that is hard, and I'm sorry you're going through that. Kim, you make everybody smile. Thank you. Is your son doing better? Praying for him. Um, he's working on himself. It's a struggle and it's a process. But the one thing that he does have is a loving family that wants to see him get better and believes in the power of getting up. No matter how many times you get knocked down, try getting back up. And so I think that's where he's at, and he's doing his best to get back up. And until he does that, we are making sure that things run phenomenally and the kids are happy and well cared for and loved, which makes me so happy because I love them little beings so freaking much. Oh, thank you, Maria. Kim, how is your new apartment? Wonderful. I love it, love it, love it. As a matter of fact, I told the building manager, thank you, that I was really thrilled. Things are really working out here well. I love, like, it has what I need personally, that is important to me. I live in a city, but it's super important for me to hear, like bird calls, sounds of nature. It just really uplifts my heart. And so, and it keeps me mentally, strong as well. Those little things are important. So, I have trees out on the balcony, or not on the balcony, but like beside it, where the birds gather. I've got like a little hummingbird nest up in there, and then I've got some other ones that are singing in the trees. It's really lovely. Um, and then I've got an amazing view. The kitchen's still small. I've got room for the kids because it's got an extra room. That has been so huge now. Like, now that, because they're getting bigger, and so, to be able to have a regular bedtime and be able to go to bed on time and still allow me to do the things I need, like work after they go to sleep. It just having that extra room is super important, and so that's been a huge deal. Really, just the main issue right now is just like the finishing up of, because I think, like, for me, I got 7/8 of the way unpacked and then just like collapsed and started everything else, figuring I'd get to the tail end of things as I went. And that needs to be powered through and done. Let's see. Will you do an apartment tour? Yes, at some point. Yeah, I do. The thing is more than likely that one's not going to be live. It's just going to be, I'll do a video and do it that way. It's just too difficult to do a live with, babies running around and scheduling it around all the other stuff I got going on. Let's see, Kim, your great grandma to your grandchildren. I hope you have them on again. I will. It's just been, like I said, so busy. And honestly, we have, one of them is potty training. Well, she's potty trained now, but she was potty trained for the last like couple weeks. And so she likes running around in just her underpants. And so I'm waiting till she stops taking her clothes off every 5 seconds, and then we can put kids on camera. I think she thinks it's easier. It's a thing, whatever. Let's see. The most hurtful thing I've heard lately was someone I told to respect told me everyone has trauma. Like, that left me feeling totally devalued. So yes, I need to pull back. Totally don't think the impact of minimizing my wounds was the intent, just the way it impacted. Well, yeah, of course. I've been guilty of doing that to people. Um, and I think the thing is what I myself needed to remember when I say things like that is we're not talking about everybody else's trauma. We're not talking about everybody else's feelings. We're not talking about everybody else's day. We're talking about that person and their day and their feelings at this moment. And it's a way of, for me, drawing myself back in and valuing the person in front of me and valuing their experiences at the moment as they're having them. Um, but I have definitely been guilty of that, of diminishing another person's feelings or experiences by comparing them to something else. And yeah, I just really, that's something that I have put a lot of thought into on, what I needed to do to combat that within myself, because there is nothing for myself that just makes me feel awful than somebody doing that to me. So I definitely don't want to be that person doing it to somebody else. How's your car? I know you had car trouble. It is a 99 Pathfinder Highline. It's okay. It'll be all right. I just got to keep antifreeze in the passenger side, but it's my good little good get around truck. I'm happy with it. Um, I feel super blessed to have it. Oh, thank you so much, Issaquah Jeans. I hope everything is going good for you too. I was thinking about you today. I appreciate that. Let's see. Good job, girl. Hold back till the newness sells. And yep. Kim, thanks for the video. Great advice. Thank you. Jennifer, gotta get you a green stock garden for outside your door. Do you have space for? I actually, Jennifer, I have two big sage. Well, they're, I guess, medium. I wouldn't say they're like excess large, but I've got two big, beautiful sage plants. I've got a huge container of lavender, a big hydrangea plant. I'm really wanting like some hummingbird feeders and some florals like bougainvillea. But I definitely, and then of course I've got my cactus flower and orchid in there. But I definitely have a garden. It's definitely a thing, and I, you've got me on that. I do love my garden. I do, and I was actually thinking about strawberries and tomatoes. But this balcony is much smaller than my other one, so space wise. Oh, and then there was this little alcove. I have like this little alcove, and I was thinking about putting like a little tree there, like a little one. I don't know. It's it's fun planning. Um, let's see, Mama, good script. I'm not talking about everyone. I'm sharing me. Yes, yes. And the thing is, if they do want to discuss, because sometimes we do need to discuss trauma that's happening around the world to other people, it's okay to, after sharing, to say, hey, let's go back and discuss this. But at the time that person is sharing, definitely keep it to that person and their experiences. Maria, Mom, I'm so sorry. Validating inner trauma is real. Absolutely, absolutely. You guys are so supportive. I love this, and you're supportive to one another too. Oh, just love you guys. Thank you, Issaquah. Mama was so blessed by you. This is always a wonderful visit. It really is, though, and that's why I was really trying, because I want to. I really want to keep vlogging as a part of my life. I enjoy it. I learn so much too. Um, I and it's just amazing, and it reminds me all the time about this amazing global community of people who do care, people who are kind, people who share this amazing love for our world. And it's beautiful to me. So I want to keep it as part of my life, but I am going to have to really do some thinking on when I'm going to schedule, how I'm going to schedule it, and probably I hate to say it, but it'll probably be less lives, more just video, but I'm going, especially since TikTok makes it so easy, but I'm going to try to do some real, chats. But yeah, keep open for those changes. They're coming soon. I really enjoy you guys. Thank you so much for spending this coffee time with me. And I hope you all have an amazing week coming forward. And again, if you'd like, you can follow me on Instagram, Manda J. Richer, and you can see the end of the Pikachu cake that I'm going to make, because I'm telling you, it's going to turn out. I am going to persevere, and it's going to be amazing. My granddaughter is going to love it. And she already thinks her grandma is amazing. She's just going to think I'm even more amazing. I do it all for the love of the little one. Let's see. Brenda, watch from Echo Bay, Ontario, Canada. Ah, hey, from Seattle. DK, glad you're doing good. Love you. Thank you. Mama, thank you. Kim Frank, love the videos. I hope. Can't wait for the cake. I know it's going to be great. I'm super excited. Frustrated right now because that whole chocolate fiasco. It was supposed to be a beautiful chocolate sphere, but whatever. Appreciate the cake for your best friend. Right? My best friend is 4. Oh, you guys, I appreciate you. I will talk to you later. Have a great week. Bye.